Hi, I'm Nathan Hannawin. I'm the director of the upcoming feature film Scales.
Hi, I'm Anthony Vander, and I'm the actor and producer of the feature film Scales.
I'm Joe Harvey. I'm the writer of Scales.
We're here today at the BFI South Bank to talk to you at Disorder magazine about how we can give advice to other young filmmakers.
I'd say the first kind of note that I would give, really try and get the best sound possible, get the best boom operator possible, because with so many independent features and independent shorts, you have like this great visual spectacle kind of film, but there's always, with a majority of them that I see, the sound is never really on point. There's always it kind of diminishes and kind of takes marks off the film because of, you can't hear what each character's saying, or you can hear like a lot of ruffling. And I say this because I experienced the same thing when we were making Sweet Boy. We didn't have like one sound operator, we didn't have two, we had like 4 or 5.
A couple of years ago I shot this music video, and we shot it in February out in the countryside, and it was like -1 degree. It was freezing cold. We were shooting this barn, and we bought this smoke machine, but it's too cold for the smoke machine to operate. So it's definitely one, to really think about these things. So it didn't even cross our mind, but beforehand it just didn't even think of it. These operating temperatures and things like this, and these are really simple. It can go everywhere. Just really overthink every last little thing.
One of the things I've found as a writer, and I'm sure you guys have had the same sort of experiences from sort of like a creative point of view and thinking things through, is sometimes the first idea is the best idea, and I think you get so caught up with trying to improve it and tweaking it, and you think just because it was the first thing that popped into your head that can't be the one that you're going to run with. Ultimately you need to think of the next best one, and sometimes you just sort of tweak it to the point that it's sort of unrecognisable. And then I think sometimes if an idea is coming to your head and you think that's the one to go with, by all means sort of toy around with it, but don't sort of disregard it just because you've thought of it so quickly. I mean, sometimes that's the way to go. If it's right in front of you, just take it. Yeah.
Also, when you're kind of in that pre-production stage of making a feature or a short, you get so caught up in the actual project that you forget about how am I going to kind of reach the masses. I mean, amazingly for us, like in today's generation, we have YouTube, Vimeo, we have all these online platforms to kind of distribute our film, but still, that there's so much content out there. So it's kind of like, how am I going to separate myself from the rest of the pack, and how am I going to stand out as a filmmaker? So I think one of the things which is great to do is have a clear goal of how you're going to market the film, what film festivals that you're going to target, what social media you're going to target, because I think you can also get so caught up in trying to make this great project, which you should do, because that's kind of, people aren't going to go online unless it is a great project, but you almost forget, okay, I need people to see it.
You need to start building your audience just so when you are ready to sort of promote it heavily, you've got people there who are going to share it, who are going to like it, and spread the word.
Say if you're putting something on YouTube and there's like 100 million videos a week or whatever on YouTube, people need to find it. Completely. There's no point making an amazing short film if you don't even know the simple search terms for people to find it.
I think you touched on it, kind of, because I come from an acting background. Like, I trained as an actor for about 5 years, and then got into kind of filmmaking, doing writing, putting on plays. I think it's so important in today's, whether you're a filmmaker or an actor or a writer or a producer, it's so great to try other things. So if you're an actor, it's great to try writing. If you're a filmmaker, it's great to try acting. If you're a writer, it's great to do producing, because I feel like it's not really enough to kind of do one thing. I think, like you touched upon it, if you build a wealth of knowledge of other skills, then you understand where your fellow creatives coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'd say a tip for like filmmakers or creatives is just to like, a lot of filmmakers edit. They know how to use like Final Cut or
exactly,
Adobe,
yeah.
like,
They're
it's
so
just
cheap now as well.
Yes.
All these products, so
you save yourself a lot of money as well
Yeah.
if you know how to edit, or if you know how to use like Final Draft, or it's so great to try and learn other skills. So that's
I definitely recommend watching as many films as possible. Even,
Yeah,
even if they're terrible films, even if you're going through the weird channels and there's some film we've never heard of, it's got 1 star, it's got 4% on Rotten Tomatoes, still give it a watch, because you can still learn things from it. You can learn how not to make a film, maybe. But there may be, you may have one great shot. There may be a character. There may be something that you do like about it. You see something that could be potentially good, and obviously it just hasn't worked out for them.
Also learn from their mistakes. If something's blindingly obvious that sort of they've just sort of run with, then just don't make the same mistake. Like if you've noticed it, then like other people are going to notice it if you do the same thing. So.